These streets don't love nobody. You see why you think they always claiming that it's lonely at the top? Nigga, the feds is coming, the bitch that's running these little niggas on the block want your spot. That drunk conversation or intimate info, but that whole could turn state's evidence. Voice recording, hood extortion. Now let's see how much time you ready to spend. You see, some ain't built for this. Thought it was easy. Caught a case and find out that it's hard. Playing mind games with vets in the streets and you a rookie, nigga, you could have been better off just getting a job. Hell, you put in the same hours. Second and third shift, taking a life risk with no benefits. Doing things you never did before, treated like a hoe and thinking the streets don't know you a snitch. Nigga, stop that shit. And in the end, your friends gonna rob you probably. You see, all these hood stories ain't the same. 'Cause these streets don't love nobody. These streets don't love nobody. Rap talk. Welcome. Welcome back. And for my new viewers and new people just scrolling and checking out the channel, I invite you to come on in, wipe your feet off at the door, and subscribe to the channel when you come on in. Feel free to share the video to make the channel grow if you're feeling the poetry. Oh man, I had to go live tonight. With that, I just want to talk to y'all, chime in a little bit, conversations and poetry. First off top, just want to say rest in peace to the young man who lost his life, PNB Rock. They say out there in LA, allegedly got took out the game on a robbery attempt out of LA, PNB Rock. I really can't say I was too familiar with his music or knew too much about him. But so much is definitely sad always hearing about some type of rapper. I'm not gonna say some type, but just hearing about some rapper or somebody being gunned down or took out the game over nonsense or, I mean, God knows what. I mean, it's just never in the story. We just keep hearing about the whole cycle, just keep continuing. And I just think to myself, maybe if we pushed more positivity and if positivity was more profitable, maybe it'll become the thing to do. Maybe more kids would look at life and seize the opportunity to think like, okay, not only am I doing right, but I'm getting compensated for doing right. Like the things you do, it can be monetized. You can make money off of. Don't get me wrong, you can, but it's not profitable, definitely in entertainment. And that's the conversation tonight. Why positivity is not profitable in entertainment. Because I definitely feel that more people have a positive message and be more rewarded and more pushed out and exposed abroad by the message that one may contain. We ain't gonna give up though over here. We're gonna keep grinding and we're gonna stay true to who we are over here. I mean, that's the motive. Whether it take times or not. Try to always have some dignity in what you do. And that's what I suggest you do. Whatever it is you do, have some type of dignity in it. Because it's easy to talk about the bullshit. It's easy to be amongst the bullshit. Because I mean, let's dig it, let's face it. And it's entertainment business. Bad news spread fast. I mean, very fast. I mean, I just logged in and just sent the information. And again, like I say, I'm not too familiar with his work. Whether the things that he talked about or rapped about, I wasn't into it. And that just come by way of just being a student of music, but knowing that I can't just keep up with everybody like I used to. I mean, it's impossible. It's too much music. It's too much out here. There's too many different outlets, too many different channels. And when I say channels, I just mean outlets in general, to where people fighting for your attention and whether or not they forcing different music down you. So it's up for you to decide who you pick for whatever reason, whether it be how they look, how they package, how they dress, how they carry themselves, or how much money is being spent on the marketing for you to be seen. That's where we at right now. And that's why the negative spreads quickly. The who broke up with who's, the who's dating who, the who just filed for bankruptcy. Bad news travel fast. Failures travel fast. I mean, people consume it. It makes some feel good about themselves inside. They won't tell you that. But just seeing that somebody that they admire or somebody they see on TV on a so-called higher plateau, to see that person fall down to so-called normalcy, like you and me, one feel closer, one feel more like abnormal within themselves, that maybe things is going all right for me because this person on TV just had that problem. So one think to themselves like, okay, yeah, bring their asses down back to earth so they can deal with the bullshit like I deal with. That's what we faced with. Why did this young man just lose his life like that? I didn't even put it in the title. The title I got up there. I didn't want to rock with that young man name up through my algorithm and try to feed in off of the people that's steady typing and searching the name. Whoever come across this video, they catch the message. Take heed to it or take it for whatever it's worth. But again, the initial question, why positivity is not profitable in the entertainment industry. How much more of the bullshit we gotta see? I mean, since this situation just happened hours ago, think what the headline's gonna be tomorrow. Think what's gonna be the top trending story. We gotta talk about it, of course. But for every one person that speak on it and put his name in the title, they jump through the algorithm of being seen quicker because it's a negative story. But how can we turn that negative to a positive to save the next person though? To save the next kid? I'm surprised some of these kids ain't even got scared yet of even just being a rapper or being successful. I'm surprised that ain't even kicked into their mental yet. Maybe half the some, but we're just not seeing it or they're not expressing it. Because obviously being a rapper is a hard job. It's definitely a full-time job. And for what I've been hearing so far, for the different outlets of people, I done just checked out. I heard dude wouldn't even know that whole negative vibe. I mean, as far as like talking about this shit, talking about that type of stuff in his music. Again, like I said, I didn't listen to him. I didn't know much about him. But for what I'm hearing from the different outlets I done tuned into real quick here and there, just to move and shape, I've been hearing he's not even into it. He wasn't even throwing out that negative energy. So I don't know. I don't want to assume. A lot of people don't know affiliation can get you took out the game too. Yes, affiliation can get you took out the game also. All that. So watch what you do and how you move and what you're about. But how? How can we get back to the TV shows of the essence to where we got shows like A Different World. I mean, word has it that back when that show was on TV, which was a spinoff of the Cosby Show for those that don't know too much about the show. I know my audience is kind of age to probably know about the show. But it was a show about kids that went to college and went to school and the experiences of being in a dorm and going through trials and tribulations of being away from home and out in the world on your own, just to experience things and to just grow and have relationships and deal with the situations of life without being able to run straight to your parents, but being guided by your peers and learning together and going through having mistakes. That's why the title of the show was called It's a Different World. Because so many people, when you're being held through that nest as a kid, it's only so much you will see, especially if the parent hold on real close, which is sometimes a gift and a curse. It's sad to say, sometimes it is a gift and a curse. But the show, word has it that when the show was on, it was proven and said that the ratio of more kids going to school and venturing off to college was at a larger scale when shows like that was on. Because it was a positive image. It was a positive image. I mean, just think about it. I remember it came on right after the Cosby Show, 8 o'clock Thursdays. We locked in. If we home, we locked in on the Cosby Show. Cosby Show, Different World. That hour on them Thursday nights, that's where we was at with it. May even have some family discussion the next day about the episode. Because not only was it positive, but it was a conversation piece in each episode. It was something to talk about. Something to open the floodgates of a conversation to where you wanted to communicate and give off your opinions maybe about the episode. And that was like the gravity to it, the genius of the Cosby Show and things like that, certain shows. Because think about it, it was each character was somebody in real life can relate to. If the show come on and the show is about this certain topic, you got a young teenage male that's between the ages of, let's say, 15 to 19, that's going to relate to what Theo going to. If you're a young lady, young female between the ages of, let's say, 14 to 19, you can relate to what was it, Vanessa going through. Or if you're just a child, 12 and under, you can relate to what Rudy going through. That was the genius of the whole show. Because each person in the show created their own lane to speak for the youth or whoever tuned into the show. And of course it was parents, and it was a household with two incomes. You had a positive mother that was a lawyer, a father who's a doctor. I mean, the whole show was just genius. I mean, positivity. How can you not, when you watching this show, you imagining a doctor and a lawyer. Even on the ghetto, you was probably taught that couldn't be that way. It was fantasy, it's TV. But nah, Bill was like, nah, fuck that. We gonna put this on TV just like this, yeah. Okay, y'all got good times over there. Oh, no, we on this over here. This year, this time, okay, this is what we on over here. We got the positive. We're gonna make it the best positive shit it can even be. We're gonna make you use your imagination and just think of something it could be. A lawyer and a doctor. How high it's gonna get off them two. So when you have these things on TV, you're gonna think big. You watching the best right in front of your face. I mean, how can you think small? Again, like I say, A Different World was just right there, right after it. It's all blended together for you to think positive. If you seeing positive, how can we make it profitable again? I mean, it's only so much with the music. And if it is some positive rappers or some positive music, they're only going to limit it to so many people. And then, and if they do make it big, it's going to be too big to where, how can I put this? Let's just say the Kendricks. Okay, we got the Kendrick. We got the Kendrick. We got the Cole. Who else was in that bracket? It was a couple of Drake. I guess he can be. Drake. He just run a thin line of just playing it safe. So I can't even say he's conscious. He just more just safe. He just in a safe lane. It's not that he make negative music, or not that he make positive music. He just make music amongst the people to where it's just safe, and that's why he's winning, because you can't even dissect it to say it's in either or. Okay, but let's just say the Kendricks. Then you got the Cole. Now they are very, very, very big artists, and they know, and of course they are positive and they profitable right now. But look how quiet they are. Look how quiet they are. You ever thought about that? As big as they make them and put them out there, look how quiet they are. They'll drop an album, just disappear. Now, when I say disappear, I don't mean that they're gone, because of course they're going to tour, they're going to do their thing, but after the music, just look how quiet it is. They'll let you sink on in, because they're gonna make some money off of them. Because you got to remember, it's a big machine behind these artists. But what about for those two artists, the other 50 that's over here, that's down here at the lower level, who just speaking very positive and got a couple things going on, but they just can't seem to just break that algorithm and cycle of just a push through of just all the bullshit that's out there. Why don't even say the bullshit, all the negative that's out there? It's like for every one positive, you got at least 10 negative. And who you think gonna get marketed the most? Who you think gonna be out here pushing the grain and pushing the agenda? Who gonna look the coolest? Look how they even got your Kendricks and your Cole. Look how they got them. I ain't gonna say look how they got them looking, because this gonna be how they very well are and carry themselves. It's nothing wrong with that. But how many people is really just going to attract to the message when they just look at them on the outside and just see if you're attracted to them as just coming across them? You got J. Cole, he running around through New York. You know, he got as much money as he want. He just free, just riding a bicycle through New York. I mean, they're showing pictures of him popping up every now and then, which is cool, and I love it. I love that he could be just carefree like that. But he just on a bike, just living his life, just chill. But how can we make it just profitable to where it's just people just growing? I'm talking about where we just pushing them out. And then we can drown the negative out. And when I say drown them out, I mean it can be a balance. It can be a balance of both. It can be a balance of this artist over here talking a positive shit. But I'm going to get into another poem and piece, though, because I definitely think this, looking at it right here, and it's crazy how this goes into the conversation also. This poem is called Life is Full of Contradictions. Listen to me. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? An accomplished soul, or one in a bubble running from reality? Who do you think for? Why this life we choose? What makes you believe everything they say gonna happen after this life done? Matter of fact, who gave you them views? Life ain't fair. You see some kids born rich with privilege. You see me, I'm born in the ghetto poor and was forced to be religious. Keep the faith. They tell me keep the faith, but just don't be a free thinker. Surround every corner with churches and liquor stores so I could become a smart, delusional drinker. I hate your opinions, but I'm gonna listen. You see, getting the short end of the stick, having to sacrifice my whole life is how I formed this decision. I don't need you, but I submit to power. God, take my soul, and when I leave my flesh, I'm done. Life is full of contradictions. Life is full of contradictions. Rap talk. And let's bring it full circle. The same machine that pushed the negative, as much as they push the negative, they can push the positive. But they know who you are. They know what you're going to bob your head to. They know what you're going to tell somebody else about. If it's a negative story, they know you're going to tell somebody before you tell about such and such opening up this business, or such and such stopping drinking, or getting off of drugs, or thinking about celibacy, or whatever, just something that can better someone. They know you're not about to share those stories. If anything, you're going to laugh and wonder why. They know you. They know you. And I'm amongst it. I mean, what can I say? I'm amongst it. I'm not perfect by a long shot. I know I got my shortcomings. I know I got my demons or whatever that I face, or challenges or temptations, all that. I know it. But when you see it, what you gonna do about it though? And from the whole entertainment field, it's so many options we can choose, and so many different ways we can reverse this. If the good was profitable. So it can start with us. It can start with you supporting more artists that speak on positive things. It can start, it ain't even gotta be me, but it could be somebody else down the street on another channel that do spoken word that you can support. Or if you see somebody with a message, you can donate, or you can share a video when somebody talk about stuff like this. Of course, this is my channel, and I'm going to put myself in the equation because you tuned in. But yes, it can just be just a little things as sharing a video, sharing this video, and telling somebody about it. And all the time, it ain't even got to be that you put on your social media. You can just forward it to somebody through the text. I mean, you could be sneaky with it if that makes you feel better. I really don't care as long as the message spread. You don't have to plaster me all over your social media to support. You can text somebody and be like, man, check out this video. Dog talking some shit. Dog got something to say. He pretty cool. He positive and whatever. I was about to throw a little jokey joke up in there, but it is what it is. Like I say, life is full of contradictions. You choose what you choose. Pick the lane that you pick. But once y'all see all this shit get cool, like kind of the early 90s, you had a lot of hip hop that was kind of profitable when it was the positive, you know. But it's like most of them, the ones that was, sooner or later, you always heard some bullshit about them as the years went by. I mean, we ain't got to bring it all up. I mean, let's just face it. None of us is squeaky clean. But when is we going to get to the point to where we can navigate through the bullshit and throw some thoughtful up in there? without having to do too much research on the internet and that shit just being buried. You know, I mean, even like this, the intelligence is sexy. We can push this line. We can push this message. Intelligence is sexy. Think about a young lady walking past you with that type of vibe and having the energy to represent something like this to say intelligence is sexy. And especially if you're beautiful, just think how many people that look up to your beauty that'll find themselves attracted to the message to feel that they don't have to be out here on the bullshit because the confidence is within being intelligent. Ah, man, it's all about the little things. But you'd rather be a bad bitch. But you'd rather be a bad boss bitch though. That's the title you want though. To be a bad bitch with 20,000 followers. But that's what she'd rather be. That's what you'd rather be though. Huh? That's your goal. That's your bragging rights. Why we gotta settle for that? And to that young lady out there, dig this. Let me tell you something. You know you ain't gonna have that body forever, right? And when it's gone, what you gonna fall on? We can't say confidence because as much as you post pics, we can tell that temporary fix don't last long. Check to the internet. Stuck in time, living off an image. Got more gut than butt, and guess what, baby girl? Them glory days you had is finished. But you still can be beautiful. You see, a closed mind and an open heart can raise a village. Treating you like a queen is how I want to approach you, but you coming across hotter than a skillet. I mean, fish grease. Treated like an object, but trying to pretend that you not. We see you're expensive, but don't sell. I figured open your mouth. Let's see what else you got. You see, I'm a hood intellect. And I know potential when I see it. So come back to reality because you're living in the world where the internet is undefeated. So keep your clothes on. Get your goals on. Keep your soul strong. So you can teach our young black queens how to hold on. More than the physical. Rat talk. It's for them young ladies out there. You're more than that. It is what it is. We gonna work it out though. When the shit come full circle, guess gonna be one of the ones right there front of the line. Your boy. One that stuck to the grind and stuck to the message. And like I say again, I ain't perfect by a long shot either. If you come a couple years later, you hear some bullshit about me, it is what it is. It's up to you to believe it. Because like I say, none of us perfect. We all have our flaws. But we got to try to strive for, I don't even say strive for perfection. Just strive for betterness. Is that a word? Betterness in life. Get your shit together. Get your shit in order. Not only do I'm talking to you, but I'm talking for you. And not only I'm talking for you, I'm talking to you. Let's get this shit together, man. All the masters and the powers that be, all the people up in the front line. Positivity can be profitable. Go make this shit cool. Positivity is cool. Going to school is cool. Getting your shit together. Open that business is cool. All that's cool. I appreciate y'all. I give it y'all on the back end, though. Rap talk.